Hello guys and welcome back. In this quick lecture, we're going to be having an introduction to patterns and how to create them in Adobe Illustrator. And in subsequent lectures, we're going to actually draw out patterns with our hands, maybe pattern elements with our hands, and we're going to bring those drawings into Adobe Illustrator and trace them out, okay, and then create patterns from those drawings. So these are what we're going to do. Now in this one, we're going to just have an introduction to the whole system of patterns, right? So in order to start, just come and create a new document. I'm going to use this preset, and then just go and create some random shapes. I'm going to create an ellipse here, give it this color, just boost up the stroke by this, and for the stroke, I'm going to maybe just edit the stroke like this, right? That's of course the stroke color, right? Now I'm going to have another shape, maybe a star, but I'm just going to have 3 points. Okay, so this is the star we're creating. Then I'm going to have the shape arranged like this, and go to my color guides to just give it this color, or Shift X to swap the gradient with, or rather the stroke with the fill, and just remove the stroke. I'm just going to remove the stroke and then create another shape here. Now this one will be maybe a polygon. Okay, yeah, this polygon. And for the color, maybe go to my color guides to choose something else, maybe give it this color. Okay, maybe boost up the stroke a bit more, and then finally I'm going to choose a square here, and for the color I'm just going to choose a random color. So you have to note that I'm not trying to create something special at the moment. Okay, nothing specific. I'm just creating random shapes, right? Okay, and then finally we will then create our final shape, and I just want to have a shape like this. Shift X and then boost up the stroke like this. And hit A, just kind of edit the handles like this. Perfect. Now what do I want to do then? Just want to select all of them, reduce the size a bit, and then selecting them, I'm going to go to Object, go to Pattern, and then Make. Now we then see this message which tells us that the new pattern has been added to the swatch panel. Okay, so we and we can see that immediately Adobe Illustrator now creates a new pattern for us with our or from our shapes, right? Now this is the pattern box, and everything we do here will be replicated in all the other pattern boxes, or in all the other pattern spaces, right? Now we can maybe bring this guy here, bring this guy here, bring this guy here, reduce the spacing like this. Okay, and we can even come and add more stuff. Maybe we can come and add this. We reduce the edit the color to maybe something close to orange. Okay, maybe add another one here. Maybe this guy could be blue. Okay, we add another one here. This guy could be green. Add another one here. This one could be purple. So I'm just doing random stuff here. Now we have the patterns panel here. Now we have this guy as the name of the pattern. It says new pattern. We have the pattern or the tile type. Okay, we have the grid tiling. We have the brick by row tiling, which will give us something like this. We have the brick by column tiling, which will give us this. We have the hex by column tiling, which will give us kind of a hexagonal arrangement. We have the hex by row column tiling, which give us this kind of hexagonal arrangement also. Okay, so that's it about the tiling type. Now we have the width. We can increase our width and reduce our width and our height. We can see the changes right away, and we can kind of connect them, whereas so that when we reduce or increase one of the sides, we have the other one increase or reduce in proportion to the one we are reducing, right? And then we have this one, which will actually size the tile to art. Okay, we have move tile with art, and all of this will just help us in making adjustments to the size and the position of our patterns, right? And we also have this overlap feature here, which will enable us determine how our patterns will overlap with each other if they overlap. Okay, so let's say we have this guy here overlapping with this other pattern, and we now have the ability to make them appear above, okay, or below, depending on what our overlapping looks like, right? So we can see the changes being made. I'm just going to undo. Okay, so we can see what the overlapping does. Now we have the copies, which will enable us choose the copies we want created. We have 9 by 9, we have 1 by 3, 3 by 1. No matter what you want, you're going to be able to have it here. No matter what type of copies you want, okay, what type of arrangement or alignment you want, you're going to be able to have it here. Okay, dim copies to 70%. Let's see what this guy does. So it actually dims our copies. Okay, we don't want to dim our copies totally. We would want to maybe see them in maybe 70% opacity, so that we see what we are doing before we conclude, right? So we have save a copy as, tile edge copy, and so on and so forth. Some of these options ain't really important like that. So when you are satisfied with what you have, all you then need to do is click on save a copy or done. Okay, so when you click on done, you now have your pattern created. So when you come to your rectangular tool, for example, and then maybe come to the swatches, and then come here, you see that your new pattern has been added. Now let's just remove the swatches. Okay, now you can see that your new pattern has been added. And when we scale, we see that our pattern is scaling with our shape. And why is our pattern scaling with our shape? What if we want our pattern to scale, or what if we want our shape to scale independent of our pattern? Okay, of course we can do that by coming here. We learned this in one of the previous videos. Okay, so we can just make our shape scale alone, and we can make our pattern scale with our shape. So if we click on transform object only, we can now see that we are able to transform or scale our objects without our pattern. Okay, and when we click on transform both or transform pattern only, we can see that we can now transform our pattern with our shape. Okay, now this is an example of what we call a seamless pattern, because it's seamless, right? It's seamless. What I mean by seamless is it keeps repeating itself. Okay, it doesn't have an end, it just keeps repeating itself depending on what surface or what surface you want it to cover. Okay, so it can keep repeating itself and keep going and keep tiling and keep going. So that's what we call a seamless pattern. Okay, so I'm just going to take this guy to both and close the transform panel here, delete these guys. Yeah, so guys, that's it for an introduction to how patterns work. So in the next lecture, we're going to be creating more interesting patterns from our drawings and doing more cool stuff. Okay, so see you in the next one. Bye bye.